What is going on, everybody? Kamusta kayo lahat mula sa Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, or wherever the heck you are on the planet? This is your one and only JOAT, the place to be for any niche, every genre, and all generations. I am your master of ceremony, D to the E to the LRO, aka JDR, aka the extraordinary introvert. So guys, oh my goodness, quick heads up and quick apologies if I'm giddier than usual in most episodes, because if some of you guys have followed my personal IG and if you are part of my group, I just had a chat with this beautiful lady over here. Yeah guys, I didn't want to spoil because I have like a surprise on the way, but I'm good at giving giveaway spoilers. So yeah, your guy just interviewed the one and only Park Soo-young, or not interview, but like kinausap ko siya, and guys, best 3 minutes of my life. So yeah, yun ang intro, and I'm just kidding. But yeah, quick heads up, quick apologies if I am giddier and more excited than usual, because I'm still high from that fan sign. So like any other professional though, you gotta keep the show going, gotta stay professional, and we're still gonna have fun though. So for this EP over here, it's another first. So if last time we talked about, you know, taking care of your business, your finances and stuff, this time around I've got an episode dedicated to all the aspiring law students. So I've heard a lot of horror stories now, you know, law school is tough, it's difficult. For some, after one sem pa lang, quit na kaagad, and nothing wrong with that. But there are also a whole lot of law students who go all the way past the bars and, you know, work at certain law firms and, you know, defend people who need their services. So this guest over here is no different. If I'm not mistaken, she's on her second year, so 2 years strong. That's a major feat. And mark my words, guys, in a couple of years, she is going to be our resident Juris Doctor. So imagine that, guys. Like, just compare the two of us, right? I know we hate comparing, but like, grabe, she can tell everyone she knows now, oh, I'm gonna be this Juris Doctor in X number of years, while all I have to show for is, oh, did you know that I met Joy for 3 minutes? So obviously ang layo, no? But nonetheless, we're all winning in life, so that's what matters. But with that out of the way, let's give it up for Miss Nikki Dolfo, everybody.
Thank you for having me, Jake. Hello.
Yeah, my pleasure. And you know what? I was accidentally going to say Park Soo-young again, but you know.
Still can't get over.
Yeah. But she is joining us in spirit as usual. So yeah. What is up? Joy, but Nikki, it's your turn to talk. Just give us a quick introduction about yourself, because I'm sure I didn't give a really long or complete intro, so now's your chance to fill in those holes. Let's get it.
Thanks, Jake. Hi, my name is Nikki. I'm currently a second year law student at the Ateneo de Manila University. So basically, I've been studying a lot and trying to do some more yoga in the downtime.
Nice.
And well, I just recently graduated as well. Jake and I were in the same course, actually. We were both AB Social Sciences.
Yeah.
And we met through a field work program wherein we spent like 3 weeks in vegan. So it was a really fun experience, and yeah, that's it. Thanks, Jake, for having me.
Yeah, my pleasure. And I love the emphasis on the Ateneo. Like,
Sorry.
no, no, no. I mean, it's
I
not
think it's just
complete.
for habit, because a lot of people, like even professors, would even say the Ateneo, but it's not that much of a big deal, like in retrospect.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But yeah, it just has a nice,
Yeah.
better ring to it. So no Ateneo intro is complete without the emphasis on that. Whether you're in LS, whether you're in ASMPH, or whether you're in Rockwell for law, yeah, it's always gonna be the. So thanks for that intro, Nikki. So I'm wondering, bakit law school of all things? Because I'm sure for all the
Yeah.
sauce majors out there, alam niyo naman to, with social sciences, you can be anyone you want. You can go anywhere you want to go. It's the most broad course. And kung tutusin, Nikki said it herself. She joined me and a couple of others during our field work. So pretty distinct, different paths, if you were to ask me. So from cultural heritage, so you think you'd be out on the field doing field work and being an ethnographer and all of that. So paano yun? From that to a totally different ball game, which is law school, which is a lot of readings, a lot of orals, which we'll get to that in a bit. So why or how did you come up with the sudden change, or not change, but transition, I guess, for lack of a better term?
Yeah, you have a point. Social sciences is super broad. We can go into any field actually. And I also took cultural heritage as my specialization. So I can get your question, that you're wondering why I went into law. But I guess you can be in any course, in any graduate course, and still go into law school. Yeah, social sciences is a really broad course, and you can go into many different fields, like as you said, and you can go into the academe or research for cultural heritage. And yeah, I was considering that, and I'm still considering that direction. But I guess what made me choose law school is really the desire to know more. It's, I guess, a different path when you take further graduate studies.
Right.
Like, you be open to digging deeper about this particular field. And I guess I was thinking that I really wanted to do what I can to help society. And if it means going into law school and learning more about how our systems work, how people can get access to legal services or fight for their rights, then I'm willing to learn more about that. And I guess that's just what I was thinking when I decided to go into law school, that there's really so much more to learn about the law, and it may be something that I might be good at. Let's see. But yeah, I just really wanted to try it out and do what I can.
Wow, that's pretty interesting. So, just to clarify lang, like no pressure from anyone, because you know how here in the Philippines, right? Like there are four options, right? So either after you graduate, you're a doctor, you're a lawyer, you're a businessman, or you're an absolute nobody, which I totally disagree with. But just to clarify, no pressure from anyone.
No, not really, because my parents didn't really pressure me into going into a specific field. They were open with me going into any direction, whether it be yun nga sa social sciences or something else, anthropology. But wala namang pressure because wala ring lawyer pa sa family ko. So I guess it's a first talaga. And they're also really shocked like by what I'm going through, by all of the work at law school.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's really a first for them. So it wasn't really like pressure from family or relatives, but more of pressure from like what I expect of myself, and also what I feel like society expects of me.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. And I
Yeah.
also like how you're saying na you're doing law to like help society, because you know naman how others would reason out, right? And to each his own, but usually the reason kung bakit sila nag-law or nagme-med is, for the money. And let's be real, like you do get paid high, like with those types of work, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I really like how you, and to be honest, most of this generation, like they're not doing stuff for the money anymore. Like, first of all, we're seeking what makes us happy or what makes us satisfied with life, but more importantly, like we're choosing fields that will really help society. And I really applaud you, Nikki, for pursuing law, like just to learn about yourself, and more importantly, like help those that are in need, especially now
I
in
agree.
this climate.
Oh yeah, that's true. Actually, like when we got into lockdown, when we got the whole COVID pandemic, I was also thinking to myself that I wanted to go into law school so that I can at least do something. Like if I'm seeing all of this negativity and bad things on the news, and people ranting about what they want to do to help, I guess this is me like doing my part to learn more and to help. And I like what you said about jobs, about us having to look for different things now. Like we're not restricted to what society expects of us, but we want to find what makes us feel happy or fulfilled, and it goes in a lot of different ways. So I really see now that society is becoming more open to that. Like there's becoming more fields for different things that we can explore. And I guess it might be conventional to think that being a lawyer is, a hard path that you have to take, but it's hard to go into law school if you don't want to. And it's what really keeps you going, wanting to be there, wanting to learn more about the law. Because if you don't have that drive, if you don't want to be a lawyer, then it'd be difficult and challenging for you to get through the days reading and going to class, reciting on the cases. So it's really something that you want to be in and you want to delve into, because if you don't, then you're just making it harder for yourself as well.
Yeah. Wow, that's a pretty interesting perspective right there that you mentioned. And yeah, I guess that's early heads up lang to all those who want to aspire for law. Like, of course, it's not gonna be easy, and we'll get to that actually in a bit. But yeah, so as long as you guys are down to like learn more about yourself, or you really want to contribute to society whatever way you can, and if you feel that law is the field for you, then why not go for it. So yeah, you mentioned orals, recits, reading. So tell me is it really as difficult as what most law students would say or rant about, like on Twitter? Because I see a lot like every week how law school can be very draining, tiring, and also very high demand, like especially with certain profs and stuff like that.
Yeah, I won't sugarcoat it. It's true. Like some people say that their first weeks of law school, they've studied more than how much they studied when they were in college. It's really a lot of things to take note of, a lot of readings, and a lot of preparation for classes because you can't come to class unprepared. The professors really want to hone your skills. They really want to make you good, a lawyer someday. So class isn't easy because they'll want to ask you a lot of questions like about what you read, about the cases and the readings. And of course it's hard because you can't memorize everything just like that, just after reading it. It won't like stick to your head immediately.
Yeah.
So it's very overwhelming, I would say, when you're a freshman, when you're coming into law school, because it's very different from what we had in college. Because expect of you and what you should do in class, like if you should study, like it depends on the professors as well. So it takes effort for you to get to know each professor, get to know how he wants recitation should be, what he expects of you to know, like should you know all of the definitions, should you know all of the legal provisions, because every professor is different and every class is different, so really have to adjust. And I guess it's not just me, but it's also my blockmates, my batchmates who also say that they were super overwhelmed with the first days of classes because we're really just given like all these stuff to read, all these cases, and sometimes they're long. Like I've encountered cases that are 300 pages each, and that's just for one case. But what if we have to read 10 cases?
Whoa.
Yeah, there.
Yeah. So
does that answer your question?
Yeah, it really does. So basically, for all the aspiring law students, be prepared to read these huge piles, but like make it 10 of those. Yep. Or even more.
That's true. It's really a lot. And well, we're lucky now because we can access cases and books online, right? So we can just read from our laptops. But if you really print them out or if you really buy the books, there are a lot.
Yeah, for sure. So despite that though, like you're still here. So have there been times where you felt like I'm not sure if this is for me, it was a good run trying for a bit, but I don't think I can do this long term? Or are you still like carrying on pa rin, still continuing to push through despite the difficulties of not just readings but like cutthroat orals? Because I've heard like stories of how the students' hearts would like be racing, or like let's say they're not caught but like a few seats before them, so they have that huge sigh of relief, like there are these mini heart attacks once the prof will select like a random student. So do you have those moments where you're like ready to tap out, or you haven't had any of that yet so far?
I have, definitely. Ever since the start of law school, actually, I've been having, doubts on my capabilities, like if I'm really good enough to do well in class, or if I'm good enough to get high scores, because it's really intimidating once you step into the classroom. Well, it's a virtual classroom right now.
Yeah.
So what you said about recitation, I guess that's how I feel when I see the prof on the screen and he calls someone next to me on Zoom. I also get anxious because you never know when you're gonna be called, and you also don't know what they're gonna ask you. So it's very nerve-wracking actually. I haven't quite experienced anything else as nerve-wracking compared to recitations. And I guess I do get doubts, especially during my first semester in law school, because I wasn't getting good grades. I wasn't performing as well as I thought the professors wanted me to perform, because they really have high expectations. So I was doubting myself a lot. I was also telling my friends like, oh, what if law school isn't for me? Or what if I'm not, good enough for it? But what I like about Ateneo as well is what they tell us from the very start. They told us that we're here for a reason, and that's because they picked us. And that means that they see something in us. They see our potential to be good lawyers someday, or just to be good students in school. And I guess I try to remind myself that whenever I get doubts, that, well, andito naman ako, so may potential naman ako. Hindi naman ako walang alam. Parang may kakayahan naman ako, so I should believe in myself more. Yeah, so I really had doubts, especially nung first year, because yun nga, I wasn't getting the grades that I wanted, and I was thinking that the workload was too much at times, because it kind of felt like, oh, I'll study and then I'll go to class and then I'll just study again, and then that's how your day goes. So for me, it felt kind of overwhelming, especially because we're all just here at home. Like, we can't go out and talk to our classmates and go to cafes with them and make or like cuento about what happened today. So I guess that's the added challenge now that we have. It's we sometimes feel like we go through it alone, because okay, we'll log in to class, read, and then that's our day. So it's really made me doubt more myself. But as you said, I'm still here and still kumakapit naman. So I guess, I think I still have some doubts until now. But I also know that it's normal to have those when you're in law school, or even when you're in med school or any other profession. And I think it's perfectly normal to think about what else you can do in your life, or imagine what you want to do, or explore what you want to do. So
that's pretty great to hear. It's normal, obviously, to have internal pressures or panic attacks. We all do. It doesn't really matter naman what profession you're at. Like, bottom line, life's hard, guys. Doesn't matter whether you want to become a doctor, a lawyer, or whatever field you want to go to. Life's hard. So I guess the important thing is to like carry on. More importantly, just find ways to keep ourselves happy and healthy physically and mentally. So that brings me now to my next question. So how exactly do you achieve those? So I've seen some of your yoga stories, but I'm sure you have other activities or things that you do to keep yourself balanced, like para hindi lang puro law. So if ako puro K-pop and this pod, what does Nikki do outside of law that keeps her afloat despite all the stresses of law and even all the negativity that we're seeing right now?
I guess first of all, taking care of my health, and that includes the basics. First, getting 8 hours of sleep, or even 7 hours, 7 hours of sleep, drinking water, and eating 3 meals a day. I think those are the most important for me that you can't really neglect, because you really have to take care of yourself now. And well, for me, it really helps when I'm able to get sleep. It helps me it helps me have a good day. So those are really important for me. So I make sure I have that, even if I don't have time for anything else, as long as I get to eat and I get to sleep. And that's good.
Nice.
I also, well, as you mentioned, been doing a bit of yoga recently. I haven't been doing it like often, but when I can, it's a really good outlet and a really good practice, because in yoga, nobody really judges you. Nobody like expects you to be the best or an expert immediately, but it's really more about just taking care of your body, grounding yourself, being aware of how you feel in the different parts of your body, and how you can carry on that awareness and mindfulness outside of the mat. So it kind of sounds vague, I think, but I really appreciated how yoga does that for me and for a lot of other people. So I think that's one of the things that really helped me keep sane during this time. And I guess, well, while you have it, Netflix is available to entertain you. And yeah, I guess like watching TV shows or movies during your downtime, that really helps you like sorry I can't find the right word. So it really helps you
chill.
Like not chill, basically chill, not take life too seriously at the moment, and like enjoy living in a different world in a sense, because well, even if we're all just here, we can at least pretend that, you know, we're in Korea or we're in like America, living their lives. So it's a fun adventure that we can do from the comfort of our homes. Yeah. So that's really all that I've been doing recently.
Well, that's good to hear also, because, you know, as you said, you know, life can be pretty tough and stuff, but, you know, just finding simple ways to keep ourselves sane, happy, whatever, like that's gonna help us, you know, in the long run. And this goes for whatever field you guys are at, you know, whether it's law, whether it's med, or if you're just grinding your 9 to 5, like just anything to maintain a healthy work-life balance. I think that's what's important, especially now in these times. So let's do a little story time for a bit. So you've been in law for roughly a year now. So could you share with me naman like your, I wouldn't say embarrassing, but I guess your highest and maybe your lowest point so far in Ateneo Law?
Okay. Highest point, I guess, is like after last sem, because, or during last sem, because as I mentioned a while ago, I was really struggling during the first semester. I was overwhelmed. I was insecure, doubting myself a lot. But in the second semester, I think I was able to be stronger in a sense, to believe myself more and work hard to stay in law school, because it was a possibility that I'd get kicked out. But I wanted to work hard to stay in law school. And I think for me it was a high point because I realized that I shouldn't let failures keep me down.
Yeah.
It was an opportunity for me to really think about what I wanted to do and to work through the bad times, because it's inevitable to feel sad, to feel dejected when you failed something, right? When you've gone through a downfall.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I wasn't any different. I felt very at a low point at the time, but what I liked was that I was able to overcome it by working, by putting in what I needed to put in so that I can do well in class. And it really helped when I had friends,
Mm-hmm.
and the people in my life, the people that I love, to support me. Because yun nga, sometimes you're doubting yourself, diba? Pero yung mga kaibigan mo, yung mga mahal mo, naniniwala sila sa'yo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess, I mean, it's not like a specific point, but so far, that would be my high point. Realizing that I can overcome it and that these people love me for me. Even if I fail, you know, they'll still be there. They'll still believe in me.
Mm-hmm.
Point. First sem. I guess. I think first sem is pretty low point because, well, we just did going into the lockdown, right? So it was pretty, as I mentioned a while ago, it was depressing to go to school virtually and not seeing other people and not being able to go to the library or a cafe to study.
Mm-hmm.
So it, I guess that sort of cabin fever also affected me. Yeah, and I consider it a low point because I wasn't confident with myself.
Mm-hmm.
I was pretty harsh on myself when I had setbacks, when I had bad RECITS or bad quiz scores.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, well, now I know that that shouldn't be my mindset. Like, if I have those, then I should just move on and work hard to get better next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those aren't like specific moments so far. I guess it's because we're all just here online virtually. There's not much to to do. It's more just how you go through your days and whatever field you're doing, whether it be in school or work.
Oh, okay. That's actually pretty interesting. But yeah, I totally understand what you're saying. Like, it's basically and you know, pardon my French for a bit, but it's like same shit, different day.
Yeah. And sometimes you can get tired from the monotony of life. Like, it's the same thing over and over. And I guess because I'm the type of person who likes to explore and see other places and other people and being able to know more about the world. So it's a challenge for people now to just stay at home. But hopefully we'll go out again someday.
Yeah, that's true. Like, even if I'm a homebody, like introvert and all, like, nakakamiss din yung makakalabas kahit once in a while. And yeah, hopefully we can get that back real soon. And actually, this is gonna lead me to another question that I wanted to ask. So obviously, you can't relate because have you been nga to the Rockwell campus or never? Like,
I've only been there to take the entrance exam. So it was, I don't know if you consider it visiting Rockwell, but yeah, I've been there just to take the entrance exam because it wasn't locked down yet at the time.
So mga Feb to more or less, right? Like Feb of 2020.
Yeah, Feb 2020.
Okay, so I guess I was gonna ask us like if you were to be in Rockwell right now, like what would be harder, like the physical class setup or the virtual online setup? But I guess since we both been in school for quite some time, like in our undergrad years, I guess it's a good basis. So what's more difficult, I guess? There's like two questions because it's like college or law school, and then physical law school or online law school. But obviously we can't answer the second one because you haven't experienced physical law classes before.
That's true. Well, for the first one, I'd say law school, sure. Yeah, college had difficult points, but law school is like different all the time. So, well, at least for me and a lot of people I know, law school is just a different ball game. For your second question, physical or online?
Yeah. And I guess you can base it from your college years.
I guess if I base it from my college years, I'd like it physical instead. Because, yeah, it's more convenient to have it online. You just log in your laptop and not be late. But I think the physical part also helps your mental health in a way because it's a manner for you to see other people and know that you're not going through it alone, that there are other people also studying in the library or even just eating in the cafeteria. I think it's very comforting to be out and see people, even if I don't talk to them like necessarily. I don't really have to initiate conversations with them, but just knowing that there are other people and seeing them for me is something I'd want to experience. And syempre hindi mo mapapalitan yung moments na nasa classroom kayo na kausap mo yung classmate mo na nag-aral ka ba ganyan, parehas lang kayong hindi nag-aral or parehas kayong bagsak. I guess it's something that students, not just me, like miss right now, having those conversations with people and parang having the chance to go out with them after class na parang tambay tayo sa ganyan, ganito. Just those casual things that you would have when you are experiencing physical classes. I think that really helps your mental health as well.
Yeah, I can totally imagine. Like, and I'm sure even for those who are working from home, like I know office setup sucks, or some don't really prefer the office setup, but like just going out of the house, like kahit once in a while, that it really helps, to say the least. And yeah, I'm sure for all those who are studying, whether undergrad or graduate school or in professional schools like med or law, I'm sure you guys can't wait not to experience the physical to go out, experience the physical classroom again. But mark my words, guys, mabalik din yun. It's only a matter of time. But for the meantime, just gotta stay patient. Of course, do what we gotta do, and yeah, just carry on lang. So actually, I think even though I'm not usually going for an hour, because I'm checking my time right now, it's about 40-ish minutes, not including the
Yeah.
technical ek. But I guess it's
Yeah.
one of my closing questions. What would be your dream case scenario? Like, what's one scenario that you can confidently handle, and what is one nightmare scenario that you wish you'd never encounter, like once you step out of Ateneo Law?
I guess I'll start with the nightmare scenario because I can't think of the dream scenario right now. But the nightmare scenario would be that I'm handling a client who killed someone or did something really bad, and that I have to defend this client. I guess it's not. I mean, it's okay to defend someone who's done something wrong, but I'd feel bad for the victim. I'd feel bad for the victim's family, and personally, I wouldn't. I would be worried about handling a client who's dangerous and who can pull some strings and maybe get me into danger. So I guess that's like the nightmare scenario, that I'm entangled in some like risky situation and I don't have power to defend myself. Because I've heard of lawyers also getting death threats, even judges getting those. So it's really scary when you think about it, because like a lot of people have power behind the scenes. Like you wouldn't know where it comes from, but they're connected with a lot of people and they can hurt you or your family. So I guess that's a dangerous, like a nightmare scenario. Dream scenario. I guess, well, the first thing that popped into my head just now is about a scenario where I get to help fight for the environment, like and we win the case. Because I guess it's not that big of a surprise to people now to hear that many of our natural resources are getting destroyed or demolished because of big corporations. And I guess it would be a dream scenario to win against a big corporation and be able to protect the environment after that.
Yeah. Right, not bad. Those are pretty good examples right there. And yeah, I totally forgot na if you're a lawyer, sometimes you can't choose a side, right? So even if you don't side with someone who did something bad, like if you're assigned to him, you have no choice. And that kind of sucks,
I guess it kind of sucks, but at the end of the day, what we're taught is that every person has rights. So you have to defend or help defend that person's rights and help them live a dignified life either way. Even if they've committed something bad, it's still your duty to help.
Yeah, that's true. So basically you have to be as objective as possible, no? Like, I'm sure there are biases, but when you're in that position, basically you have to take all of those away, right? Like, you have to be as objective. Because I'm not really familiar with how lawyers work, but I'm sure like you guys have a better background about it.
Well, people say that law is the equalizer. Everyone is equal before the law. And I guess that applies to what you said. Even if it seems you want to be biased or you want to like not protect someone who's guilty, at the end of the day, that person has a right to be heard, has a right to explain his side and be given his day in court, basically, and that's that right can't be taken away by anyone. So I guess that's what the law or the legal system aims to provide for everyone, a chance to have their day in court or to be heard. And that's what we lawyers or aspiring lawyers also want to do someday for ourselves and for other people. That whoever you are, regardless of your social status or your ethnicity or your gender, you deserve the fundamental human rights that are guaranteed to you, and nobody can take that away from you.
Yeah, well said. That is definitely true. Yeah, I guess we pretty much tackled a lot. Like, I know it's under an hour, but those were a lot of very interesting talking points. I really hope I didn't miss out on any because, like I said, I'm not really familiar with law, to be honest. But we tackled
for law school people.
Yeah, you gave a lot of important tips and pointers. I guess you have any...
I can give more if you want.
Yeah, I guess to cap it off, do you have any last minute pieces of advice to, some of my viewers who want to aspire the law life? Of course, it has its trial and tribulations, and even your life mismo, like, it can be at risk, especially now, because I'm hearing a lot of stories of lawyers actually dying. So
yeah,
I'm sure that's pretty scary, like, especially now in this climate. So do you have any last minute pieces of advice to some of my viewers and everyone else really who wants to pursue law?
Okay. I guess I'd mention what a lot of other professors and lawyers tell us, and that's to never forget your why you're being in law school, why you want to be a lawyer in the first place. Because at the end of the day, all that you're doing, even if it seems hard, even if it seems long, you need to work, and you're doing it for your why. And it may seem daunting, it may seem intimidating, but you have to take the risk, do something extraordinary or go beyond yourself in the future. So I guess that's the main advice that I would want to give. And remember that it's law school. It's for 4 years, but it won't be forever. There's still a lot that you can do and that you can see outside of law school, and especially outside this situation that we're in, just at home. It won't be forever, but you just do what you can now and put your all into it, because at the end of the day, it's for you, it's for your growth, and you want to do what you can to give back to society. Yeah,
I couldn't have said it any better. So I guess I have a case for you. Sorry,
okay.
It's not hard and it's not super long, but I could use your help here. So as we all know, this week has been a bittersweet one because whilst I had the best 3 minutes of my life, I am still in Spain with the silent S, because the chances of us becoming Mr. and Mrs. JDR have been crushed. Oh, you see what I did there, guys? They've been crushed by someone. So, of course, I have to respect that. But can you defend why, in some point in time, I could actually still have a shot with Joy?
Well, for one, they're not married yet. So they wouldn't have to get a divorce or get annulled. there's always a shot. You never know what's gonna happen. I mean, you didn't know that you would see her, diba?
Yeah.
So, you really never know.
So you're saying there's still a chance, like, pwede ba?
Yes, of course. There's always a chance.
Yep. So you heard it first here, but hopefully, no one heard that because for all you know, baka hingin niya or humingi si Joy ng restraining order, and that's all for fun. And
Oh no.
yeah, like I said,
Yeah.
I don't take any of this stuff seriously, but I mean, at least this future lawyer over here gave me assurance now. I think I have a shot, like slight chance pa rin, Who knows? Baka the universe might grant it.
Yeah, well, anything can happen talaga. You never know.
Yeah, that's true. But anyways, all jokes aside, thank you so much, Nikki, for hopping here on this pod. I mean, it's as of right now, it's like 10:30 something, so it's pretty late on a Saturday. So I'm sure it's a long weekend actually. So I'm sure you wanted to like veg and do nothing after a long day at school. But I really want to like thank you for hopping on this pod and just sharing with me everything you've been going through sa law. And yeah, I mean, thanks again for hopping here. And fun fact, guys, I forgot to mention this in the intro, but Nikki and I are actually neighbors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're in the same street.
Yeah, we're literally a couple of blocks away. So yeah, thank you so much, Nikki, for being here. Do you have any last minute plugs though? Because usually before we go, this is my chance to give you guys the floor to, not really promote yourselves or like, share some of the places like IGs and stuff like that where my listeners can follow you guys. So now is your chance to like share those.
Yeah, sure. I have an Instagram account. I think Jake can link it when he posts this podcast. But that's it. I haven't been posting much because I've been studying a lot and really focusing on school. But you can contact me there if you want. And I just want to say thank you, Jake, again for having me tonight. I didn't expect being here on your podcast at this Saturday night, but thank you for having me, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your night.
Yeah, definitely. The pleasure is mine. So guys, if you want to follow Nikki, it's actually right here below her screen. It is at Nikki Panicky _. Yeah, as in the bat, guys. So that's where you can follow her. If you do want to check me out, of course, you guys know the drill. If you want to check me out on IG, it is at joat.pod.dlro. So it is at joat.pod.delro. For the personal naman, it is at Jake_Delro. For Facebook naman, it is facebook.com/joat.pod.delro. So it's similar to my IG. Or if you just want to search it on the search tab, it is Jake of All Trades with Delro. This podcast can be streamed, televised, viewed, and listened to on the following platforms: Spotify, Google Podcasts, Anchor, Radio Public, Breaker, YouTube, and sometimes on Facebook. So there you guys go. That's gonna cap off our episode on law school, and hopefully I wasn't as cringe, obviously, because if you guys don't know the context yet, I just met my bias for Red Velvet, but hopefully you guys did not find me cringe tonight. But if you did, just let me know. But yeah, just give me some time to recover. I'm still high from that. But thankfully Nikki was here to bring me back to earth with this EP. So yeah, thank you so much once again, Nikki, for being here. Super duper final shout outs before we go, or are you good now?
final shout out to my family, my boyfriend. I love you all. To
Yeah.
my friends. Yeah, and if you wanna contact me like about law school or anything, you can just go to my IG account.
All right, there you guys go. So with all that stuff out of the way, that's a wrap, y'all. Thank you for tuning in, mga Delbro sisters at Lovies. This has been your one and only JOAT. She's your one and only future Juris Doctor, Nikki Dolfo, and we are both signing out. Hanggang sa susunod na usapan at chikahan. See ya and hiting everybody.